All right, we're watching Swagot, who is going to be playing Zarya initially, and then swapping to Reinhardt. And this is on Newton Queen Street. It's Gold 5. I think it's PC. That'd be my guess. Need tank advice to help me rank up. I think my weak points are getting too aggressive, pushing without my team, and some poor cooldown usage in aim and Zarya. I've been really trying to rank up, but it always seems like one step forward, two steps back, and I'm not getting anywhere. I'd like to know what you think went wrong here and why I need to do to start making progress in my games. Okay, so I've pre-watched this whole game, and my biggest take here is actually, weirdly enough, is not necessarily over-aggression. I would actually say it's often under-aggression, especially on Reinhardt. I think in Zarya maybe you're a little aggressive, but I think on Reinhardt you're actually pretty under-aggressive, and that's a big issue. But more centrally, I think that the common theme is that you don't know when to push and when to back off as a general rule, right? Like you seem, I would say, fairly new at the game, and like new from my perspective would be like less than 250 competitive hours, 300-ish, right? There's a lot of things that I think are fairly straightforward, like, oh, you should push here or you should shield, etc., and you don't do those things. So there's just a lot that you need to learn when you, especially playing as tank, and we're going to cover a bunch of them over the course of this video. All right, so we're going to start here. We go downstairs. This is fine. You see that there's a Moira. You see Moira Mercy right now. You got to confirm. Okay, so what I would do here is I would swing left and confirm, hey, what is the enemy tank? And decide what I'm going to do from there. Okay? Standing here is not going to do anything for your team, right? It's not helping you take high ground, right? It's not pushing the team back. It's not burning resources or anything like that, so it's no good. So you need to decide pretty quickly, like you got to be doing something or else you're going to lose the fight. Like standing there will lose fights. I cannot emphasize this enough on all heroes, on all roles. Simply standing here will almost always result in a lost fight. You need to go do something. So right now, what are my possible options? Well, there's an Ashe over here. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but like frankly, you can't do anything about it anyway. So there's an Ashe that's flanked you on the right. Your team more or less has high ground control except for the Moira, and you have a D.Va that's main. So if I were you, especially playing as Zarya, I would just tunnel vision the D.Va. I would literally just run to the D.Va and just beam her down, like constantly, because there's nothing that she can do to stop you, and she'll have to fly somewhere else. And then when she flies somewhere else, you beam down the Mercy. And when she flies somewhere else, you follow them and you go kill them. That should be your perspective, and just kill everybody, because their lineup right now is not well configured to stop tanks. Okay, like they're all like in a situation where if you look at, for example, they have the Ashe who's going to be targeting your back line, they have the Tracer who's going to be targeting your back line, they have the Moira who's going to be targeting your back line, the Mercy's going to be pocketing one of the DPS, and the D.Va can't fight you, right, straight up, unless you make a huge mistake. So their whole team is going to be killing your back line, so you need to kill them faster. So I would just literally beam down the Zarya constantly, just keep zap, 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 reload, zap, 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 just non-stop is basically the only real option you have right now. But you see how much of this ammo you've already wasted. So let's right click. Okay, you could have reloaded right there. Again, you could reload right now. You could still reload right now. You could still, and now you need to shoot, and now you're already down 32 ammo. Okay, but it's fine. You're zapping. For the record, this is not far enough to hit the D.Va. You can see that it's a little bit short. So if you don't see the hit markers, that means you're too far. You also get a sound effect for it as well. You need to step forward right now. You're zapping finally, and now you have 29 ammo. But like, don't stop. Like, there's nothing for you to do here. Just keep zapping down the D.Va, because what could you possibly be reacting to? Well, maybe the Tracer. Tracer's really, really hard for you to deal with as Zarya, especially when you don't have energy. Just let your team deal with it, okay? Same thing for Moira. Like, Moira, if she's really close, kill her. But other than that, you can't deal with her. Ashe over here, can't deal with her. Mercy, generally speaking, can't deal with her, because she's going to be outside of your range. The only thing you can do here is zap the Zarya. That is the number one thing you can do to help your team win the fight, is just burn the Zarya so fast that the supports have to come back to heal the D.Va, which takes pressure off of your team. Okay? You're wasting all this time here doing nothing. And you see how they're just going to walk over your team. Now you finally start beaming the Zarya, the D.Va down, but you wasted like a lot of time here. By the way, once mech has been popped, like once it's in the destruct mode, you can't do any further damage. So you should stop shooting and then reload. If you have enough ammo, you can just right click it right now and you'll actually burst her for somewhere between 45 to 90 damage, which will make killing Baby D a lot easier. Reload here. You're going to television her down. She is the worst possible hero to kill right now. The reason being is that she's pretty much useless right now, so you should focus on killing like anybody else at this moment in time, trying to, you know, rejoin your team, do anything but tunnel vision on the D.Va. This is unnecessary. You can hear the Tracer empty, right? A clip on you right here. You're just not reacting to this, and then she's gonna come, and then she's gonna kill you. Unnecessary, right? So Tracer's gonna. So actually, let's just think about this from the sound perspective, okay? So Tracer's gonna shoot you right there. You don't notice. Tracer shoots you again. You don't notice. Tracer shoots you again. You don't notice. Tracer shoots you again. You don't notice. Tracer shoots you again, and then you die. And by the way, if you step back, you would have survived. The Baptiste tried so hard to save you here. So that's 5 clips from the Tracer into you where you were just not paying attention. Like you had so much time. If you just come back here, play in lamp, right? Zone out the Tracer, get healed by the Baptiste, great, and then you rejoin, and then you win the fight. This is a relatively easy fight win. But you notice that once you start zapping the D.Va, like you got value there, right? But prior to that, you weren't doing anything productive. Team ends up winning the fight anyway, which is great. But unfortunately, I would not have gone this way. I would have gone left because that immediately gives you LOS of your team. You see over here, like the soldier's in trouble. You can see through the wall. You can see that your teammate's low. You could come out here. You could have bubbled by now. But instead, you're going this way, which is really unfortunate because now the whole team is going to be dead. See, now you go left anyway. You bubble somebody who doesn't need bubbling. I would say, in general, be very, very careful bubbling teammates. Often, it is not worth it to bubble them because they usually will not give you charge. Unless they're literally going to die unless you bubble them, I would not bubble teammates. So, you go for the Moira right now. But the problem is you're down 2 people already. Where is your Zen? Zen's far away. So it is currently a 3-on-2, but the D.Va mech is broken. If you had really good mechanics, you could definitely win this, but you're choosing to back away. Again, you bubble the Ashe, but you're not attacking right now. Like, you really... it's tough. I mean, like, you have health to be able to do something right now. You have the opportunity, for example, to have killed that Moira because she was discorded. You could definitely peel this Ashe at this moment in time. Like, you're way far back, and you're just abandoning your Ashe to die. And your Ashe dies right now and is crazy staggered. Right? And this goes back to, like, you don't really know when you be playing up and when you need to back off. Right now, like, she's bubbled anyway. She's the center of attention. Take advantage of that to beam down this Moira, right? Get this kill, right? Force her to fade back, and then help your Ashe get out, if that's your call. Because if the Ashe dies here, you're basically screwed anyway. You could have body blocked for that Ashe, too. Zapping the D.Va. You see how she doesn't care because you have so little energy, right? Who cares? And you don't have bubble right now. You're way too aggressive without having bubble. So don't right click right now. Like you have full health, right? You have supports with you. Just zap, right? Zapping does double the damage of right clicking, and it can't be eaten by the D.Va. So just left click them. Right? Just zap them. Just literally just sit here, zap, right? Reload, zap. Just constantly do it, right? Even at 0 energy, you do 90 damage per second. At 100 energy, you do 170 damage per second, which is more healing than both of their supports combined. So, yeah, you can just zap them all down. Again, you see you're too far away from being able to hit the Ashe. It's like not even particularly close. You're like another 5 meters away. Just zap the D.Va. It's good. If zapping the D.Va is just fine. Especially right now, your soldiers pop visor. You should be going in with them, but you let him. So this is tough, right? Because your soldiers pop visor. He's trying to make a play. He's trying to get kills. Why are you at full health playing back and letting your soldier frontline have everybody shoot him? You know, like this is the moment where you need to be aggressive. I wonder if you actually play like maybe support or DPS as your like main role because you're so passive about your play that it makes me feel like you're overly prioritizing survival, even though you have a lot of tools to survive with. So this bomb is going to be a problem. It just has incredible boop on the Baptiste. So in this situation, you should be beaming the baby D.Va down, right? Even just right-clicking her twice would kill her. But yeah, you don't really have any options there. So you switch off Zarya. I think Zarya was totally fine here. I just think that you personally were not playing Zarya particularly well. You're going to go down right now. The problem is your team is not super ready to fight. So you have 3 people here, but they have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. You really can't win this fight. This is not a good direction to fight in general, but I think if you're playing Rein, I guess it's actually okay. But I would confirm that your whole team here, because the problem is you can get stuck in this choke really easily. They don't have many heroes. You got to be advancing here. Like, just holding your shield is doing nothing. You have to advance. You don't shield hop at all, and you don't fire strike cancel, and you don't third-person shield, so which tells me that you probably don't know the Reinhardt techniques. So I'm going to link a guide for that. So trance is popped. Why would you shield when there's trance? You are getting 300 health a second right now, so you're functionally invincible as a tank. You should just be swinging like crazy right now, getting damage. So this is why one of the things that makes me think that maybe you're not that experienced in playing Overwatch, because I think an experienced player would know, hey, trance is up, I can see the trance field, right? This area here is a trance aura. I know that I'm getting 300 health a second, just swing away and be totally fine. Right? You should be attacking right now like non-stop, no fear right now. So now that trance is over, I would be charging, right? Charge, kill these 3 people. Like your focus needs to be a lot more on killing people. Great. Good. I would have swung there first instead of fire striking, but that's fine. Great swing. You could fire strike to get that follow up. You'd be a little careful now. Yep, got the mercy. Good. I would chill here, right? She can actually one clip you. Tracer does like 225-ish without armor. Without headshots. I would shield. So you're going to see that the Zen's going to get super low. I would step up right now and shield for him. Right? This is actually a very easy kill. Oh, he might get him anyway. Oh, wow. He screwed up. So, another really good example where you just let your teammates frontline for you. Like, the Zen's here in trouble. You can't back here. You can see where the Zen is. You have to step up on the D.Va. Otherwise, D.Va's like, oh, sweet, a free kill on the Zen. And just kills him. Like, just step up there. Like, you still have plenty of health. Like, you could have fought that out. But without the Baptiste, this is basically over. I would try to charge the D.Va off the map right now. But you should die as soon as possible, because there's no way you're getting out of this alive. Okay, so right now, if somehow maybe you will live. So right now, Baby D.Va's out. You have more than enough time to get 2 swings in. Each swing does 85 damage. That's 170 total. Baby D.Va's 150 health. You have more than enough time to kill her before this bomb goes off. Instead, you just stare here, wait for the bomb to go off. But what's even worse is that you even just turn to the side right when the bomb goes off, which allows the bomb to kill you. So I think this is probably inexperience showing, or maybe if you are experienced, just panic, which I think will get reduced with more experience or more playtime. You'll get less panicky. Yep, zoning's D.Va is the right call here. Yeah. So backing out's not the correct call. You're getting tons of damage on the D.Va. She's already half health. Just keep attacking. Keep swinging. Keep swinging. Swing. Right? Don't be backing out right now. Just go in. I would have turned to make sure to block that pulse bomb. This is fine. Somewhat risky shatter now that she can fade, but that's fine. Alright, Mercy's dead. Charge. Yep. Alright, so kill Baby D.Va. Now you should run, jump forwards, and put up shield, and just walk up to the Bob. Instead, you are not shielding for your team at all. So Bob kills the Baptiste, and then the Ashe kills the Ashe. Right? So watch from the Ashe perspective. Kills her. Right? You could just shield at any moment in time to stop anybody from dying. Right? Now you shielded too late. Your backline's dead. Everybody else's movement looks like this might be console. No, I think it's PC. So you're moving the cart, but the problem is you're down 3, so they're going to be late spawning, and their team is forward spawn, so you probably need to just back out right now and give this up. You don't have enough people to be able to push this. Yep. After she finishes thrusters, you can charge her for free, because she can't get out of it, because she has no thrusters anymore. Yep. Kill the Baby D.Va. You don't do the camera swing technique to get extra range on the hammer. Oh, you should just finish charge there. See, you shouldn't back up right now. You should keep aggressing. You know the tank is dead. Realistically, as Reinhardt, you can't do anything about that Tracer. Well, I don't know what this Ashe is doing. So I would have ran up here and then try to put shield to give the Ashe some chance at surviving, but she is a fool. Yeah, that's definitely her fault regardless, but you could have given her a little more of a chance. So after losing the Ashe, you might recognize, look, the longer this fight goes on, the worse it goes for me. I would try to charge in here and get the Ashe, right? Get the Ashe, get the mortar, get something. You got to get a pick right away, or else this fight's over. Your sense of urgency has to be there. You need to understand, hey, am I going to win this fight if the fight goes on longer? No? Then just die. right? Try to force something out quickly and make a decision. So this fight, so I can already tell right now, this fight is over. There's no way to win this fight. Even before then, honestly, right here, even with the Baptiste still alive, I still don't think you can win this fight. So either you have to get out or you have to die. Okay? The worst thing you can do is slowly die, which staggers your team incredibly. Because now you're going to be doing this for a really long time. You're staying alive for no reason. You get over here and then you die. But look, remember how your Baptiste died next to you? Your Baptiste is already spawned and walking out. And you have not even spawned yet. This is the kind of stuff that you just can't do. Like, just die with your team. Right? Just focus on, like, hey, win or die. Right? Every fight, be decisive about it. Win or die. Holding shield right now does nothing for your team. Like, this shield does not protect anybody from anything at this moment in time. Like, these missiles, nobody cares about these missiles. It's not doing anything. So your perspective should be, okay, I gotta stop cart, I gotta clear these guys, I gotta prevent D from doing anything, and then I need to roll up on the rest of the team. So chasing after the Mercy is a terrible idea. She's Valked so she can fly. There's no way for you to actually touch her. You see how you're just kind of like swatting at flies right now? You're finally getting some swings in. Again, there's another charge opportunity right now. D.Va has no thrusters. I think this is a charge for a good 300 damage if you want it. You throw Fire Strike, except D.Va has Defense Matrix, so she's just going to eat both of them. You can charge right now still. Alright, you finally charge, but the problem is she has thrusters, so she dodges it. You should be aggressing right now. Your team just killed the Mercy, so you got a good aggress. I don't know if you're paying attention to the kill feed at all. So I would charge right now, because the D.Va has no thrusters, right? You have lots of opportunities to charge her. Right, demeching her is absolutely huge, right? That probably buys you like 30 seconds of free push. No! So, right here, the Mercy has Guardian Angel and the Moira has Fade, and they're both reasonably far away from you, so plenty of time to react. So, just never assume that the enemy team will just not use their defensive abilities. Especially when you start climbing, they'll get very, very consistent at using defensive abilities to save themselves. Chasing Tracer is not a good use of your time, right? Playing here, zoning out this Moira, for example, is good, right? Or killing the D.Va. But tracing Tracer is simply not your job as Reinhardt. You can't realistically do anything. If she doesn't want to be hit by you, she will never be hit by you, ever. So you're going to hear the D.Va bomb here, and then for some reason you decide to charge into this, which is... I don't even know what you were thinking here. I can't even guess what you were thinking here. My best guess is that you didn't realize D.Va bomb was going off and you thought you would charge and kill the Moira. I think one thing we just pause for a second. I think you can probably see an overall theme of ineffectiveness as tank. Okay, you're just not doing anything that is helping your team to win the fight. You need to find more ways to be very, very aggressive at the right times and deal damage and get kills. Okay, and partially it's like ability usage, but like honestly, I don't think that's your biggest problem. I think your biggest problem is you have no idea how to fight, when to fight, right? And like the paths that you need to be taking to push on them, right? Who should your target focus be? I strongly recommend you watch my Reinhardt and Zarya gameplay guides, because they will go over scenarios, like a lot of different scenarios, and teach you like what should I be doing at this moment in time. And I think that will help you kind of like think through, like, as Ryan, what should you do right now? So for example, right now it's like playing here is not helpful. Like, you need to advance forward. You should stop this robot as soon as possible. There's only 3 of them, right? Advance forward, especially now that Moira has no fade. Advance forward, charge, right? Kill the Moira, go over here, kill the Mercy, right? Kill D.Va, whatever you got. You're backing out right now in a 5v3 situation. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, technically, the Ashe is flanked behind you, so I guess it's actually a 5v5, but you wouldn't have known that right then. So you charge here, kill the Moira, great. Don't worry about the... See, there's nobody here, right? Don't waste Fire Strike. Yep, go for the D.Va. That's fine, just keep swinging. Go for the Mercy. Go for the Moira. Yep, this is good. She's gonna have to charge somewhere, or rather fade somewhere. Yep, charge. This is good. Yeah, you should have landed that pin. Yep, she fades away, that's fine. So this is a good example of where Reinhardt just really struggles against dive comps, because they're just gonna kill everyone around you while you're kind of helpless. You back up for a moment, which is the right call. There's nothing you can do until you get rehealed. Right, visors pop, so I would try to step forward right now, even with no shield. Yeah. This is fine. Yep. Get a good hit. Good hits there. Yep, good. I would have thrown that Fire Strike. Yep. Chaser down. 1, 2, fire strike. You need to do the fire strike cancel. So you're in pretty close to one fight territory, right? So you need to win. I mean, depending on if you win this fight, but let's wait through this fight. Um, so you just in general don't see the reactive Diva Bomb at all. So I can hear the Diva Bomb to my right. I will look over here and be like, oh, where's the Diva Bomb? I would be like, hey, look, there's a Diva Bomb right here. You're just totally tunnel visioned on landing this Shatter, and you just like, this is a terrible Diva Bomb. It's literally nobody is affected by this Diva Bomb except that you walk into it and then die, which is not good. And you wasted your ultimate, so that was a double mistake. So for perspective as to how many team fights, like how one-sided this game is, you're gonna need to win 1 team fight, probably 2 team fights, 3 team fights, and then this is gonna take a while. So 4 team fights, 5 team fights, 5.5-ish team fights in a row, for perspective, which is an extremely tall order. It's a good charge, yeah. I mean, I think that's worth the attempt. But the problem is, like, they have big ult advantage. They have a better composition. There's not a lot you can do in this situation. You do manage to get a kill. Yep, I think it's the right call. Just shielding, try to stay alive. Tracer finds you, kills you. Oh, wow. This game's gonna... Yep. So your team's able to turn this. Rejoin with the team. I would not throw those fire strikes right now. You really need to farm ult charge. You need like high percentage fire strikes. By the way, if you want to deal with Tracer, do not play Reinhardt. Like, it's literally like you're never gonna hit her with a hammer in the whole game. Unless the Tracer makes a huge mistake, you're never gonna get hit her with a hammer or a fire strike the entire game. If you want to deal with Tracer, go like Winston or Diva or Doomfist or Ball or Junker Queen or Risa / Roadhog, kind of. Literally anybody but Rein. As Rein, you're never gonna. I wouldn't even try swinging at her unless she's literally like right next to me. But at my level, that's just never gonna happen. Like, they're never gonna be that close to me. You have to advance and do damage right now. So you see how the Diva is shooting a ton, right? So she's applying pressure. She's forcing your team back. You need to just walk into her and start swinging. And just accept the fact that like you're gonna take damage here, because you actually do. It's a little complicated, but generally speaking, you can beat her in a 1v1. So you want to get up there and start swinging a ton on her and do a lot of damage. But you wait way too long, and the problem is now that they've collapsed on your team, and things are gonna go poorly for you, right? So you lost 2. Trying to go for this Sombra, which is not gonna work. You should Shatter right now, but you jump. You should never jump before Shatter. Right? If you jump before Shatter, it actually causes a delay, right? And then you can't get the Shatter off. But again, let's look at this fight from above to demonstrate like how important it is to create space. So they're going to stop the cart right here at crosswalk, okay? You need to keep the cart moving. The only thing you can affect here is the Diva, okay? You can't affect the Sombra, right? She's going to be out of your range. You can't affect the Tracer, right? You can't affect the Mercy. And you really can't affect the Moira, right? Unless she makes a mistake. The only thing you can affect here is the Diva. Just walk forward and attack, right? So you notice you're just gonna sit here. You're doing nothing right now. So I want to clarify. You're doing literally nothing to help your team right now. Like, it seems like you're zoning damage. You're not. Like, the damage the Diva's doing to you is like negligible. She's too far away to do it. See, like, she's shooting the Moira for like 2 seconds there. Does 25 damage. This damage doesn't matter at all. Like, you need to get in there and do something. Now she dives in and she gets a kill on Baptiste. Right? Because again, you're just simply not zoning her right here. You need to be like swinging like crazy. You should have been doing this earlier, right? Just constantly keep swinging. Do not stop, right? But the problem is, it is way too late now for you to do anything to change the fight. But realistically, I think that Reinhardt's just not a good choice against this composition. Is it winnable? It certainly is winnable. Like, for sure, you can win with Reinhardt, but you need to be a lot more aggressive than you are here. Okay, so in summary, I think really only 1 point, right? I mean, like, obviously lots of things you can improve at, but I'm going to focus on the one core point, which is you have to understand when you need to push. In general, I would say you are too under aggressive versus over aggressive, other than when you're Zarya, like, running out there and dying, and also Reinhardt when you walked in front of a bomb and died. So That is like the overarching problem that you have. It is very, very hard to teach that. And that's why I made my tank gameplay guides, because I think the video version does a much better job than me just simply telling you you're not being aggressive enough. Because if you watch my gameplay and I narrate over it, I'll explain why am I pushing right now versus why am I pulling back. So I strongly recommend you watch those gameplay guides. Number one. Number two, I think you should respect the D.Va ulti. I think that you maybe haven't seen enough of them, but you're like consistently making the wrong call with D.Va ulti every single time she throws it. Like every single time you're like out of position, you charge into it, you turn your shield away from it, like you walk into it. Reinhardt should never die to D.Va bomb, like ever. You have a massive shield that you can hold up at any time to stop like all the damage, even at point blank. So yeah, that's number one. Number two. Number three, I would also suggest that you look at the Reinhardt techniques guide that I will link. I think that will help you a lot in terms of making sure that you get longer swings, like literally increasing the range of your swing, and also giving you shield hopping technique and also fire strike cancels. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Hopefully it's helpful.